We're just going to add one thing because this will officially release before the release of Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania. As always, the box office is going to be a big deal, so we're just going to quickly do a little bit of a talking on the box office. The predictions right now are the wildest I've seen in a long time for a comic book film. The low end, 90 million, the high end, 150. This thing
Christ.
has a $60 million buffer zone people expect it to land in. So, one, I think a lot of that goes to, well, it's Ant-Man. Are people still going to show up to see Ant-Man? It's a valid question, I would say. Like, it's,
Yeah, it's valid. But Ant-Man's a billion-dollar franchise, so
Yeah.
people show up.
Yeah, especially with this, they're introducing a new overarching villain to this phase, so people are going to want to see.
Yeah, that's the bit that's going to bring people in. I mean,
I decided to just, like, as always, I'm just going to check how the local theater I go to on premiere is. It's as sold out as Wakanda Forever and as Thor and as Doctor Strange. Like, it's going to be a sellout crowd. So, like, all right, people are showing up.
Yeah, because from what I've seen, is they're basing it on the third part of the trilogy and a couple other movies of, I guess, lower tiered heroes. And they roughly make around close to 90 to 130 opening weekends. So it's just around there. I wouldn't be surprised if it beat all expectations. So I'd put it down for I guess. Me for like a safe bet, would probably put it down for like 140 opening weekend.
You're gonna go with 140. Wow. Okay. See,
I don't actually know.
Yeah, it's like this is a safe bet, but I know it could possibly exceed it. So that's the only thing.
I am going with 120. Like, I don't know.
Well, if you're going 120, Tristan's 140. I'm going to split the difference. I'll go 130.
130. We'll see who's closest without going over Price is Right style. Ricardo about to jump in after be like, 141, sir.
He's I told you it was 200.
Yeah. Like, I'm excited to see just how big a third Ant-Man film can be, especially when, like,
ironically very small because they're going subatomic.
Damn it. It's gonna make a good amount of money. We know that. The thing to me that I want to, like, look at here is the bigger picture is going to be the reviews, right? As we're recording this, reviews haven't hit, and could those affect anything? That's the big thing here for me. Like, did I have a holdover? Are people going to be,
I'm not entirely sure if reviews matter for Marvel movies anymore. You go back to Shang-Chi and Eternals, the complete opposite ends of the spectrum on reviews. They made 30 million difference between them.
True. Yeah, true.
Is it that much of an impact, these reviews? But
yeah.
I think people know now the early reactions are always best one since the last. Wow, big thing happened. Best thing.
If you take a shot for every time somebody says the best MCU project since Endgame and or the best DC project since The Dark Knight, you will literally not survive. Like, you will be on the ground by the time you're done reading those reviews. So, like, I'm optimistic. I'm hyped for it. I'm seeing a lot more of my friends that, like, coincidentally enough, the same people that were like, I'm burnt out on the MCU. I don't know if I want back in. Well, they're all showing up for Ant-Man now, so I think people are slowly starting to catch back up and just, get back to a normal. Get back to the theater, watch the Marvel film, shut your brain off.
Yeah, I think the burnout was starting to get to some people because there was a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And if you make it your entire personality, you're gonna get burnt out. But
yeah.
If you're a normal person and you can spread things out, then you should be fine.
It's like me with Star Wars. People are still like, how's Andor? I'm like, I'll let you know when I start. I'm sorry.
I can't wait for Star Wars to come back with Mando Season 3.
It's
been a long time since, I can't remember what was before.
I will be watching that the moment it drops. But Andor, I'm like, I'll get to it this summer or sometime. I don't know.
I say, wow, the gap between Obi-Wan and Mando was massive. Like, wow,
Yeah,
it's been so long.
it's true. It's true.
I actually can't believe I forgot about Obi-Wan. I love that show. That's how bad Andor was. It made me forget about something I like.
Well, hopefully Ant-Man doesn't make people forget about anything. And remember, they're still very much saying this film, it's a big deal. You're going to want on this because this sets the tone for what's coming in the Infinity, post-Infinity Saga to Multiverse Saga. So, like, I guess this is kicking off Phase 5. You want to be on the ground floor for this one. So, we'll see.
It's nuts that Phase 4 has just come and gone, and there was like 1,001 projects in it.
Yeah, crazy. So we will obviously return next week to talk about the actual box office and what happens with it, and we'll look at it and realistically look at some of the predictions of where it ends. But it's looking like it's going to keep a pretty good. It's definitely not going to do worse than the first two Ant-Mans, so it only has upwards to go because those did they did better than most people expected, like $600 to $750 million per Ant-Man.
They made more money than Batman and Superman.
Somehow.
Someone's going to call me up on the box office numbers for that. It's like, yes, but profit margins is what I'm talking about.
Little did you know, Nick has just thrown his keyboard out the window typing so furiously.
So what do you mean Ben Affleck had a flop? No.
That's impossible.
Yep.
Yep.
Funny.
It's